Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick little demo of some of the cool stuff that ChatGPT now allows you to do with plugins. So you have to have GPT-4 and you have to have plugins set up and allowed. And usually you can do that from the settings menu right in ChatGPT. You can go to, I believe it's under beta now. Yeah, under their beta features. If you're allowed in, it'll have plugins and you just turn that one on. You can also browse with Bing, which we'll talk about in a different video. But you want to have the plugins turned on. From the plugins, if you mouse over GPT-4, you can go down to plugins. And then if you go from there, you can go to the plugin store and pull up plugins. Now mine is not yet in the plugin store. This is a local one. I'm working on some details to basically get it out to all you folks. But you can see that it's right here, and that's running locally on my machine. So that's pretty cool too. So I'm saying, yes, I want to use that plugin when I use ChatGPT. So this plugin, what I've actually done is I've got a spreadsheet, and you're seeing most of it here. It's got a bunch of columns, and it's got over 1,000 records of fake employee data. And you notice that it has name, job title, department, salary, all kinds of interesting stuff, very standard spreadsheet stuff. This is just a Google Sheet. So now when I go to chat, I can say to this plugin, hey, go to that Google Sheet. So my plugin uses Google APIs, which are the programming interfaces, that allows me to connect right into this spreadsheet. So I could connect to one of your spreadsheets as well. Basically, I would just need to know a couple of bits of information, and you would need to have a certain username allowed in to read it, and then we can go to it. So we're going to be hitting this exact spreadsheet from within ChatGPT. So let's just find something first to look for. I'm going to look for anybody. Now what I had set up into my piece of the plugin was to look by name or to look by employee ID, which you can't quite see on this screen. But the employee ID I'm going to go for first. I'm going to say, who is employee E02016, which is just one of the records in there. Notice I haven't said anything about go to the spreadsheet. I haven't said anything about anything. I basically just said employee with an employee number, and ChatGPT knows what to do with it. It will say, oh, employee. Well, that relates to that plugin. So I'm going to hit the plugin, which it's doing now. And then it comes back with information. And notice it's got, the fields, most of the fields that are there on the screen. So let's see what we have. 2016 is right here. Jacob Moore, Senior Manager of Marketing, blah, 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 131,000. All that information is here. So now without going to the spreadsheet, I've been able to pull somebody up by employee number. Now his name is Jacob Moore. So I'm going to do this. How many employees are, are named Jacob? So there's two different keys that I'm doing my API on, my search, my plugin. I've told ChatGPT I can go by ID or I can go by name. Now I can go by any of those columns. I can set that up, no problem. So if you have a spreadsheet with some other key information, like if I wanted the department or something like that, I could search by department. The way it's set up now, ChatGPT says, well, I have name and I have ID. So if you give me department, I don't know what to do with it. But let's just go by name first. So it's going to go down, actually read the spreadsheet, and come back with 4 employees named Jacob. Pretty cool. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to say, just give me their name, department, and salary. Just like you would with regular ChatGPT. Now I want you to notice how fast this part is. didn't have to go back down to the plugin. Notice it doesn't say that it went to the plugin. That is because right here, when it went to the plugin, it pulled back all of the information. So now it had that information all ready to go. Because it's ChatGPT, remember that it can use the information that it's received previously in the conversation to give you more context. So now it's pulled this information and said, oh, you want to just see that like that? That's fine. Now I want to see it in a single line per employee. I'm just throwing things out there. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so now you're beginning to see some of the power here. Now I'm going to blow your mind. Okay, we can start doing things like, what is the annual, the average annual salary for employees with the name? This one. Last name is NGO, Ngo. I know I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, and I apologize. But basically, this will go out, find the employees with their salaries, adding them up, divided by the number of employees. Boom. 104,551 average. So it did calculation for me based on the information that I grabbed out of the spreadsheet that I'm not even looking at, that ChatGPT is working in. It's like this spreadsheet doesn't even have to be on my machine or anywhere where I can get at it, right? This is just out there. So now let's blow your mind one more time. In my plugin, it goes after this spreadsheet. There's a totally unrelated section of the plugin that does weather. You've seen me talk about weather before. And this will allow me to grab weather for any place in the world. So I can say, what is the weather in Bangor, Maine, which is where I am right now. I can tell you it's chilly. Should be about 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Be a little warm if it was Celsius. But it's going down. It says, oh, I know how to get that. I can get that from the plugin. So remember, ChatGPT doesn't normally get you current information. But because of the plugin can go do whatever it wants to do. And my plugin actually goes down to my data grabs that I've built. One of them is weather, and it's current weather for anywhere in the world. So now it's telling me the weather's clear with temperature of 45 degrees. About right. A little chilly for the end of May, but it works. Check this out. Now watch this. What is the current weather for employee E uh, E26? I have no idea who this is. And it's going to go down, get employee 2026. Then it'll go down again, right there, and grab the weather for them. We'll come back and then give you a nice conversational piece. Current weather in Miami, where employee Charles Simmons is located, is clear with a temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Rather be there than here as far as temperature goes, but hey, pretty freaking cool. What we've done in one plugin is tie together grabbing a Google Sheet plus grabbing the weather, and it knows when to use which. And notice that they don't have to be tied together. Like right here, I think this will work. I'm going to give it a shot. What is the weather for the largest city in North America? See if it'll work. Because ChatGPT is going to figure out what it knows, what it has to go to a plugin to figure out. It's thinking. So this is interesting. It's probably trying to figure out whether it should grab it from what it knows or go to the plugin. Wow. Oh no, it figured out, okay, I can go to the plugin. So it probably knew what the largest city was, and now it's going to get into weather. Let's see what it says. Look at that. So what it did was it went out to what it already knows, the typical ChatGPT stuff without a plugin, which would be the largest city in North America, and it says, oh, Mexico City. Then it takes it and brings it back to my stuff, which says, give me the weather for Mexico City. So it knew when to hit itself and when to hit my plugin, and then came back with results that it could do conversationally. So how about this? I've never done this before. I'm totally winging this. I just want to see what it'll do. What are the weather conditions in the three, I don't know, largest cities in California? I'll be interested to see what this does. There it goes for location 2, and now it's going to go down for location 3. I hope. There it goes. It'll come back with all the results under the covers. Check that out. Pretty freaking cool. I'm actually kind of impressed by that ChatGPT knew to break it down 3 times. There's Los Angeles it came in with. So it came back with some results and then said, well, from these results, I need to go to Greg's plugin. So that way, if I had had a piece that allowed us to tie back from city into the spreadsheet, I'd be able to go right now and say, well, tell me who's in San Diego. I don't have it going that way yet. But now you get the bigger picture, don't you see? ChatGPT will do what it can do, will use your plugin when it needs to, and then aggregate all these results and come back with stuff. And if your plugin is robust enough to have weather plus spreadsheet data, you can bring it all together into one. And you can take the weather and employee information and add additional things like this. Check this out. What is the current weather? We're going to go the other way from the spreadsheet data back out to ChatGPT. So watch this. What's the current weather? And an interesting attribute of the location. Employee E0 D28. Again, I don't know who that is, but we're going to go get the weather. An interesting attribute. Wait, what is the current weather and location point of it? Plus their salary. I'm just grabbing information from several different spots here. So I would hope that it's going and getting the employee first, which will also come back with their salary. Then go out and get the weather and also get stuff. Look at that. So it told me information about him. Brooks Richardson, director of the marketing department. Pulled in a second thing, decided to make it a second paragraph with the temperature, and then an interesting tidbit. So now you start to see how the wealth of the information that ChatGPT has at its fingertips is simply expanded by what you have in your location and what we can tie into. So we can start, moving things around and putting things together in ways that just certainly weren't possible before. So you can look at things like this for chatbots on your website, things of that nature. Anyway, I hope this has been as cool for you as it has for me. This has just been so much fun to start pulling this plugin together. I look forward to showing you more, and definitely get in touch with me. Let's bang some ideas around. It's good, fun stuff.